Every morning when you wake up, you are standing at a crossroads. One path leads to repeating the same struggles, the same excuses, the same patterns that keep you stuck. The other path leads to growth, strength, and a life you can be proud of. The choice you make in those first few moments of the day decides which road you'll walk. Too many people wait for luck, for the perfect timing, or for someone else to push them forward. But the truth is, the power is already in your hands. What you tell yourself when you rise sets the direction of your entire day, and your days create your future. In this speech, you're going to hear 10 powerful mindset shifts that will change the way you start every morning. These are not empty phrases or quick fixes. They are truths that will anchor you, guide you, and challenge you to step into a stronger version of yourself. From gratitude that grounds you, to discipline that shapes you, to faith that carries you through the unseen, each principle has the power to transform the way you think and the way you live. Stay with me until the very end, because one of these shifts might be the key that unlocks the breakthrough you've been waiting for. Today is not just another day. It's another chance to rise higher, to speak life into your future, and to claim the greatness that belongs to you. Gratitude before anything is the foundation of a powerful mindset because it reprograms the way you see life. Each morning when you open your eyes, you have a choice: to focus on what's missing or to focus on what's already there. Gratitude is not about ignoring the struggles or pretending life is perfect. It is about acknowledging that even in the middle of challenges, there are blessings you can hold on to. When you begin your day by saying thank you for something as simple as the breath in your lungs, the roof over your head, the people you love, or even the opportunity to try again today, you are setting the tone for abundance instead of lack. The human mind is naturally wired to notice problems, to find what's wrong, to scan for danger. But when you deliberately shift that focus towards what's right, you start breaking that cycle and create space for peace and strength to enter your day. Gratitude changes your emotional state immediately. It lowers stress. It helps you see opportunities that frustration and negativity often blind you from. Think about it. When you start your morning complaining or comparing, you carry that energy throughout the day. But when you start it with appreciation, suddenly little things don't shake you as easily. Gratitude is also the seed of humility, because it reminds you that you are not owed everything you have, yet you have been given gifts, talents, and chances to use them. That awareness keeps you grounded and hungry to do better. It doesn't mean ignoring ambition. It means fueling ambition with joy rather than emptiness. Gratitude is the switch that turns scarcity into abundance. It transforms what you already possess into more than enough. When you make it a practice to say to yourself each morning, "I am grateful," you begin to notice more things to be grateful for, and that habit changes the way you act and the way people respond to you. Energy attracts energy, and gratitude attracts more reasons to be grateful. Starting the day with gratitude before anything else is like building your house on rock instead of sand, because when the storms of the day come, you have already anchored your spirit in something unshakable. Gratitude is the first victory of the day, the invisible shield that guards your heart and clears your mind for everything that follows. You are responsible for your day is one of the most powerful truths you can carry into each morning, because it places control back into your hands. Life will always bring unexpected events. People may say things that try to throw you off balance, and circumstances will rarely go exactly as planned, but your response is the deciding factor. When you wake up and remind yourself that no one else has the power to dictate your mood, your energy, or your focus unless you give them that power, you start taking ownership of your destiny. Responsibility is not about blaming yourself for everything that happens. It is about realizing that you control how you interpret it and how you move forward. If someone disrespects you, you decide whether to react with anger or with calm strength. If a challenge arises, you decide whether to see it as an obstacle or as an opportunity to grow. Too often people wait for the world to be kinder, for others to treat them better, or for circumstances to improve before they feel motivated. But when you understand that your attitude is your responsibility, you stop waiting and start creating. The truth is that your day becomes a reflection of the choices you make in your thoughts and actions, not just what happens to you. Taking responsibility means you no longer hand over control to negativity, excuses, or blame. Instead, you stand up each morning and declare that no matter what comes, you will respond with purpose. This is where real strength lies, because anyone can stay positive when everything is smooth, but it takes character to remain focused when life tests you. Responsibility also fuels growth, because when you accept ownership of your day, you naturally begin to look for solutions rather than dwelling on problems. It trains your mind to ask, what can I do with what I have? Instead of, why did this happen to me? That shift in perspective is what separates those who move forward from those who stay stuck. Owning your day also builds confidence, because with each decision you make from a place of responsibility, you realize how much influence you actually have over your life. You begin to walk with a sense of control instead of helplessness, and that attitude shapes the outcomes you experience. Responsibility is freedom, because once you know you are in charge of your responses, you no longer have to wait on anyone else to determine how your day will unfold. Discipline over motivation is a principle that separates those who dream from those who achieve, because motivation is fleeting, while discipline is dependable. Motivation is that spark of excitement you feel when you set a new goal, when you imagine the life you want, or when you watch something inspiring. But the problem with motivation is that it doesn't always show up. Some mornings you won't feel like getting up early, some days you won't feel like working out, studying, or putting in the effort, and if you only rely on motivation, you will quit the moment the feeling disappears. Discipline, on the other hand, is the commitment to act regardless of how you feel. It is the habit of showing up every single day, training yourself to follow through with your promises, even when the emotion is gone. Discipline is what gets you out of bed when your body wants to stay under the covers. It is what makes you choose the harder path when the easier one is tempting. It is what keeps you moving forward when motivation is nowhere to be found. Every great achievement is built on the back of discipline, because consistency is the bridge between goals and results. When you discipline yourself to take small actions daily, those actions compound into transformation. The person who goes to the gym only when motivated will never surpass the one who shows up no matter what. The student who studies only when inspired will never reach the heights of the one who makes study a discipline. Discipline is not punishment, it is freedom, because it frees you from being a prisoner of your moods and feelings. It creates structure that leads to success, and over time, it builds confidence because you begin to trust yourself to keep your own word. Motivation can start the journey, but discipline keeps you on the road until you arrive. When you begin each morning reminding yourself that discipline will carry you further than fleeting motivation, you shift your mindset from relying on feelings to relying on habits. You stop waiting for the perfect moment and start creating progress through consistent action. Discipline turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results, because it is not about doing something once with passion, it is about doing it again and again with commitment. Progress over perfection is a mindset that frees you from the weight of unrealistic expectations and allows you to actually move forward. Too often people get stuck because they are waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect version of themselves before they take action. Perfection is an illusion, a moving target that can never be reached, and chasing it often leads to procrastination, self-doubt, and disappointment. Progress, however, is real and attainable. It is about taking one step at a time, no matter how small, and trusting that each step brings you closer to where you want to be. When you choose progress over perfection, you give yourself permission to start, even if it is messy or uncomfortable, because starting imperfectly is always better than not starting at all. Every expert once began as a beginner. Every success story started with uncertainty, and every great achievement was built through a series of imperfect attempts that slowly improved over time. The pursuit of perfection often paralyzes people, but progress creates momentum, and momentum is what fuels transformation. Each small victory builds confidence, and each mistake teaches a lesson that perfection could never provide. Choosing progress also develops resilience, because when things don't go exactly as planned, instead of giving up, you recognize the growth in the attempt itself. It shifts your focus from needing to be flawless to simply needing to be consistent, and consistency is far more powerful than occasional bursts of perfection. Progress over perfection also makes life lighter because instead of judging yourself harshly for not meeting impossible standards, you begin to celebrate the fact that you are moving forward at all. This celebration creates motivation, and motivation strengthens your discipline, forming a cycle that keeps you moving. When you wake up each morning and remind yourself that today you only need to be a little better than yesterday, you create a mindset that welcomes effort and values growth over comparison. Over time, those small imperfect actions add up into remarkable results, and you realize that chasing perfection was never necessary. What matters is showing up, trying, learning, and moving forward because progress, not perfection, is what transforms your life. Your thoughts shape your world is a truth that determines the quality of your life because everything you experience begins in the mind. The way you think influences the way you feel, and the way you feel influences the way you act, which means your entire reality is being constructed by what you allow to dominate your thoughts. If you wake up in the morning and tell yourself that today will be another hard, miserable day, your mind will search for reasons to prove you right. You will notice problems more than solutions, negativity more than opportunity, and frustration more than gratitude. On the other hand, if you wake up and direct your thoughts toward strength, peace, and possibility, your brain will start scanning for evidence to support those beliefs, and suddenly the same day looks completely different. This is why speaking life into your day is so powerful, because your inner dialogue sets the tone for how you interpret everything around you. Thoughts are like seeds planted in the soil of your mind. Negative seeds grow into weeds that choke out your potential, while positive seeds grow into fruits of confidence, courage, and resilience. The more you feed your mind with empowering thoughts, the stronger your mental garden becomes, and the less space there is for doubt or fear to take root. This doesn't mean you ignore reality or pretend challenges don't exist. It means you choose to frame them in a way that keeps you moving forward. For example, instead of thinking, "I can't handle this," you shift to, "This is hard, but I will grow stronger through it." That simple change in thought creates a different emotional state, which leads to different actions and eventually a different outcome. The greatest battles you fight in life will not be out in the world. They will be in your own head, because the mind can either be your prison or your freedom. The thoughts you repeat daily form beliefs, and those beliefs shape the decisions that create your future. When you understand that your thoughts shape your world, you begin to guard your mind carefully, feeding it with words, ideas, and affirmations that build you up instead of tear you down. By controlling your thoughts, you are not just controlling your mood for the day, you are designing the life you want to live. Faith in the unseen is the mindset that keeps you moving when the path ahead looks unclear, because true vision is not about what you already see. It is about what you believe is possible even when it has not yet appeared. Every dream, every goal, every breakthrough begins as something invisible, something only imagined in the mind and held in the heart before it shows up in reality. Faith is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be, and without it, discouragement will easily convince you to quit. When you wake up each morning and remind yourself that what you are working toward is real, even if your eyes cannot yet see it, you strengthen the courage needed to stay consistent. Faith does not mean waiting without effort. It means acting with confidence that your steps matter even when results are not immediate. The unseen is where the roots of progress grow, like a seed buried in the soil. You cannot see what is happening under the ground, but you trust that growth is taking place, and with time and care, it will push through the surface. The same is true for your goals. Your hard work, your discipline, your sacrifices may not show instant rewards, but faith allows you to trust the process. Faith also protects you from fear, because fear is also belief in the unseen, but in the worst possible outcome. Choosing faith means you believe in the possibility of success more than the possibility of failure. It gives you strength when evidence is missing, and it fuels resilience when obstacles rise. People who live only by what they see limit themselves, but those who live by faith create realities beyond what others thought possible. Faith in the unseen also teaches patience, because some of the best things in life take time to unfold, and rushing the process often destroys what persistence could have built. When you hold faith, you carry a light in the dark, a reason to keep moving when others stop. Each morning, when you say to yourself that what you are aiming for is on its way, you plant hope into your day, and that hope drives action. Faith is not blind, it is visionary because it sees with the heart the eyes cannot yet confirm. Faith in the unseen is what turns today's effort into tomorrow's miracle. At the heart of everything we've shared today is one simple truth. The way you begin your morning sets the direction of your entire life. Gratitude before anything, taking responsibility for your day, choosing discipline over fleeting motivation, valuing progress over perfection, guarding your thoughts because they shape your world, and holding faith in the unseen. All of these mindset shifts are not just ideas. They are daily practices that build strength, peace, and success from the inside out. Each morning you have the chance to rewrite your story, to rise above excuses, and to step into the version of yourself that you were meant to become. If you remind yourself of these truths every single day, there will be no limit to what you can create, overcome, and achieve. So carry these words with you, live them, and let them transform your mornings into the foundation of greatness. I wish you the courage to stay disciplined, the clarity to guard your thoughts, the strength to keep moving forward, and the faith to believe in what others cannot yet see. Good luck on your journey. May each new morning be a step closer to your vision, and thank you for giving your time, energy, and heart to listen.